Start very serious session, and I have sent an email. When you cannot join the video session, you can also join by the phone, even the landline. You have to dial the number and then there is a pin. So after dialing the number, you can dial the pin number and you can join the session. So that
Excellent.
facility has been provided by the Google. So from today, we are going to have serious sessions. What does it mean? Serious does not to have a big face, but we need to contemplate and reflect. We need to listen it again and again, and then we need to contemplate and reflect why this is being said by the master if we really want to progress. So, because I want to go for a conventional methods for the purification of the mind. That is little complex, it is easy to understand. Intellect can easily understand. All the principles can be easily understood by an average intellect. But until the knowledge in the intellect is applied, that leads to wisdom. So there are difference between being an intelligent and being wise. If I apply the knowledge all the time, that is what it means by the wise. So our master says that we need to be wise. So we will pick up a few of the questions before regarding the purity and the impurity of the mind. What exactly is the pure and the impure mind? Difference between the two. And that we have to remember 24 by 7. Yes, and did you join?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, very good. So her internet is not working, and I said you can join through the phone.
Yeah. But I tried the computer. I don't know. I
You don't,
didn't.
yeah, don't worry. If the computer is not working, your phone is working, you can join.
Okay. Very well.
So
Thanks.
the pure and the pure mind. So think of it. When we use the word impure mind, so I have a thought. I will be happy when I buy a new car, when I grab a cup of coffee, when I buy a new clothes, anything, any thought pertaining to the world outside with an idea that it will bring happiness. So the impurity of the mind has started. My spouse will make me happy. No spouse can make anyone happy. Happiness is within us. The moment I have to change that thought process, I have not to change my spouse. Don't think wrongly. Don't I have not to change any person or any relationship outside. I have to bring that level of awareness. Oh, just hold on. When you have a thought, let I will be happy if I do this. No, it will not work. Tell your mind the happiness is within. So there the impurity has started. Getting a promotion at work will give me the peace, or lot of things, anything pertaining. I'm lonely. When I will marry, will be happy. I don't have any companion. So the companion does not bring any short of the happiness. So we need to do every activity. We need to perform whatever we are doing, but we have to delete the false idea of happiness from there. What we need an awareness and attention, and we need to be aware of the thought process. What is going on in my head? If it does not, if you don't do it, you will continue to listen to me for 50 years, no change will come. Now we are going at a serious, very deeper level. The real Eastern wisdom begins now. So now, based on this understanding, when any thought or a feeling arise in our mind that is seeking happiness and peace and love from the world outside, what is that process which is happening in the mind? You have to listen to it again and again to understand it. Because when you listen to again and again, and one day what will happen? Oh, I saw the beautiful dress this woman was wearing, and you bring that thought to when you reach home, the thought also goes with you, and your mind is repeating that thought, and it creates the likes and dislikes, and there the attachment comes. And now you want that dress. Now you are not going anywhere, at least for a couple of days, but that mind is constantly churning that thought in your head. Look at this guy, so handsome. His Her husband is so good. My husband is. Now you have created the likes and dislikes. So reference, but this is what happens. This happens at a deeper level that we do not know. We are not aware of it. And then what happens? Why it happens? By default, all the five sense organs receive their respective objects when we wake up. The moment you wake up, your five sense organs also wake up. So my ears receive the sound, eyes receive the form, skin receive the touch, nose receive the smell, and tongue receive the taste. They are by default. You cannot control them because survival is not possible if the sense organ, all the five sense organs are not active. Now, because they are active, that is okay. But I have to be aware and alert. Is any thought pertaining to an object or a person going on in my mind which has an element of like and dislike? It will cause an attachment or detachment, attachment or aversion. Normally, when we are familiar with our family members, then we have a typical attitude in the head. Okay, this guy will always say this, leave this. And that attitude is a thought, is going to create what we are learning. We are understanding how this mind becomes impure. Now the impurity has set. So every day we take it for granted. Oh, okay, now I'm not going to talk to you on this subject. Better be calm down. Now, this is an idea of attachment and aversion, and that we do with our near and dear ones. So we are already in the state of anxiety. That is also the impurity of the mind. So we have to live highly consciously to be aware of these thought process supported by the emotions and the feeling, whether it's emotions of pleasure or discomfort or pain. That is making the mind impure. That impurity needs to be removed in order to realize the real self. Otherwise, nothing is going to happen. So, two things we have understood. So now now we see that what it means by the purity in the very beginning. So you woke up in the morning and you had a thought of some hesitation in your mind about a person. So you have to recognize this mind is going to repeat that thought about that person, an event that happened yesterday or a week ago. Why, mind, you are doing this? I have to ask this question to my mind inside so that you can turn your mind inside. The moment you ask this question, you become aware and you can change the direction of the mind. If the direction of the mind you cannot change by the thinking, then even if you do the practice for years and years together, nothing is going to happen. This is known as the process of self inquiry. I told you we are going deeper now. So when the mind says, I'll be happy by anything outside, you tell your mind the happiness is inside. It has happiness is not the property of that object, that person. I have to tell my mind, you have to dissolve the thought of the impurity by a thought of purity. That is the first step. That means that I'm applying the knowledge and I'm becoming wiser. And then comes the meditation practice. Simply meditation practice will not help you. Yes, it helps you every session because when you are doing a practice, it definitely helps you. And that is the reason because the thought of impurity is not dissolved by the thought of the purity first in the first hand. That is why even after the meditation, grand, beautiful meditation, after a few hours, your mind returns to the same old habit of thinking. Look at the precision, the subtle nature of understanding by our great masters. I'm teaching from the teachings of the masters. I don't know anything. So you need to understand this. So the third, we understood. Oh, it means by the thought of impurity has to be dealt first hand by the thought of the purity by understanding. What is that understanding? Oh, I let me be happy by taking a cup of coffee. But coffee does not contain the property of happiness. First, I have to say this: grab a cup of, take coffee, no problem. But at the same time, you should put this thought in your mind. So now 5 times you have taken coffee, and every time you have put the thought, one day will come, the mind will say, okay, whether I take coffee or not, no, it hardly matters. That will be the day of awakening. And that is what happened. In the beginning, I like the coffee, but now almost it has been a year I don't drink coffee. Finished. No issue. So I don't need to control it. I need to realize it. Normally, in modern tools and techniques, you have to suppress, coffee gives this and that, cocaine is there, a lot of stuff is there. So we are not going there. We have a direct approach. So another way to say that when the mind receives the impressions of the objects by which we are attached in the mind, because of the attachment, it is obsessed that I will be happy with something outside. What we say in Eastern wisdom is a kind of foolishness. But it doesn't mean I am not dropping the activity. I am what I'm dropping. I'm depriving the attachment from a thought. That is going to change your life completely. If that does not happen, then we we are born crying and we will die crying. We are born and we are still crying in our life. So now again, pick up another question that what exactly is the difference between the pure and the impure mind? So we are bringing the clarity by understanding this. I told you, an average intellect can easily understand these principles, but only a seeker can transform this knowledge into the practice, into a reality. And that seeker becomes the wise. Everyone, you can listen, you can read the books, and you can understand that. My way of teaching and explaining the things based on my experience. So the impure mind moves outside. That is the difference between the pure and the pure mind moves inside, always lives inside. It maintains an awareness inside. It is possible. You are aware of yourself while listening to me. The listening is coming from outside, but still you are able to maintain your awareness. Can you maintain this sort of awareness all the time, even before the near and the dear ones, even before those people with whom you have a sense of anxiety and a reaction? So, what is going to happen? You will continue to keep smiling. You will remain relaxed. That is the power of the Eastern wisdom. So, pure mind moves within. So, it means it's a two-pronged arrow. One arrow is aware outside world. The other arrow is inside. The mind can be able to maintain that awareness. That is the meaning of living within, even while living in the world. And gradually it will mature into a state. What is that state? My master used to say, continue to live in the world, but make sure this world does not live in you. Finished. You are always free. You need not to have a big face when a person you meet with whom you have some incident happened in the past. So you still meet in that with that warmth and with that clarity and in that peace. How dare anyone can disturb my peace and happiness? Because the world is not living in you. Look at this. This is, we are very going in a serious way. So we have gone to understand this. So what happens in our daily life? I have to be aware. I have to live consciously the moment I wake up in the morning until I sleep. So throughout the day, a sense of awareness. Awareness does not mean that I should have a big face. Awareness does not mean that, I need to focus. I'm just aware what the thought is going on. Am I lost in the thought process? No, I should not be lost. I should treat the thought of impurity by thought of purity. That is the simple answer. Any thought when you wake up comes and disturbs you because you are not replacing that thought of impurity by the thought of purity. And I have already explained what is the process and how you do it. First thing that you inquire, is that person or that event or that situation or that object or that incident contains the property of peace and happiness? The answer is no. Nothing outside in the world contains the property of peace and happiness. When I say I like this mouse, first I like this mouse and I'm happy because I have this mouse. So that liking causes the attachment. Liking causes the attachment. And that a thought of the attachment is already there with the mouse. But I say, okay, but happiness is not the property of the mouse, whether I like or dislike it. So I need not to worry about it. I have to see, mouse can work. Yes, it is working. Let me use it. Finished. So you are calming down the agitation which is going to come in the future, not only with a mouse, with a person, with a situation, with an event. A meditation practitioner reaches to that level of awareness. Then you can handle any situation in the world without getting angry, agitated, reactive, depressed, or obsessed. That is the nature of this journey. So I was thinking that, oh, let me start with uh, the serious note because we have still to understand the conventional methods. But if you do not understand this process, what is going on in the mind, then conventional methods will become simply a ritual. And no ritual without awareness, without wisdom, can transform our mind. I'm lonely. So that is why I am stressed. Being lonely means I'm expecting happiness from the world outside. So that thought is burning, continuous, days after days, weeks after weeks. I received one woman in New Jersey. She heard about me and she came to my house for a private lesson. And then she told me, I want to marry anyone because I feel lonely. And no one wants to marry me. So sometimes we have those feelings. So internally, I was laughing, but I said, how to make this women understand that the happiness does not lie outside? Because when you are obsessed, you cannot understand easily. You no way you cannot understand. So instantly, we get an instant answer from that. I said, if you follow what I say for about a week without fail, you will find your soulmate. She said, I'm ready to do it. Are you ready? I said, okay, let us do 10 minutes of meditation practice. Condition is that you should not move your body because when you get obsessed, you normally your body has a fidgeting. And I said that even if you move your eyeballs, I will notice and that will not happen. So first 5 days she succeeded. On the fifth day she succeeded. And she realized that, I'm totally obsessed. The morning I wake up, I have a thought of getting married to anyone. I tried many a times, I could not. So that is already a kind of an obsession and attachment. So sometimes the other way also works. Other way also works. Means that you are practicing intensively. That helps you to rise in awareness, but even by understanding, the right process is that you should understand first clearly. After understanding, I should live the life consciously. If I don't live the life consciously, not unconsciously, then you may do a lot of practices. Even the Buddha may appear before you, nothing is going to change. I can tell you frankly. Our master are very clear about it. No proxy is available here. I have to change myself. So now close your eyes. We will start with our practice. The eyes are closed. Find out the place, position, and posture. 3P. So remember, now I'm just making a very clear process of 3P. There is a place. Find out the most conducive place for meditation. Then find out the right position. What is the right position? The right position means that you are not feeling at unease. You do not stress or stretch any part of the body. You don't feel any kind of a discomfort. So that is the position of the body. So that is again a matter of awareness. Because with that awareness and experience, you cannot do it. And then comes the posture. The posture in meditation should be such that you can continue to be in that posture until the meditation ends. And that begins our journey to being comfortable. That so being comfortable, Again, check that there is no stress and struggle with the body. There is no stress and struggle with the body. So you are being comfortable. And then we check whether the place, position, and the posture is right. You see, the instruction is also in the form of a thought, and that helps you to be comfortable. So I'm changing the impurity of your thought to the purity of the thought. I'm not doing anything. So looking at the neck joint being there, being there means you still feel the neck joint and you experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Moving the mind or looking mentally or feeling mentally the shoulder joints being there, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Moving the mind or looking the entire body the way I look at your body, same way you are looking your body. What it means, you are changing the direction of the mind. Being comfortable, changing the direction of the mind. See that. Be very clear. So you are translating direction of the mind from outside. Where the mind is when I told you to look at the entire body, you don't know. So that means that we were unconscious of the direction of the mind. So when I say you look at your entire body, and so your mind goes inward, it changes the direction from the external world to the body. And that is why you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness, my friends. Now being carefree. So being carefree means now in that state, your place, position, and posture is okay, you're comfortable. So you rise in awareness. After being comfortable, your level of awareness goes up. You rise in awareness. In that awareness, it is easy to watch or observe the thoughts coming and going into your mind. You're simply watching. If I say you are witnessing, or if you say you are an observer, means what? You are standing across a road watching the thought coming and going. Why you want to watch that thought? Why? Because you can recognize thought repeated in the mind has an element of either attachment or aversion. Oh, likes or dislikes. Yes, yes. But I don't feel the like and dislike at this moment. No, you have to recognize that thoughts being repeated must have either an element of attachment or aversion. That is why we watch them separate from us. So, what happens? You start feeling relaxation and calmness. You see the purity and the impurity of the mind within no time. Impurity and the purity of the mind. Within no time, You are what you did, impurity and the purity of the mind, what you did, you move the mind inward. Just understand this. So we have applied the wisdom. And now we will go to the next step. We will continue to purify the mind. Why we want to purify the mind? I'm already calm and relaxed. No, what about those past impressions buried deep inside in our mind? So to dig inside and to remove that, we use a simple way, looking inside the forehead in the space. So now you see this, your focus remains your focus remains on the space inside, remains at any point inside the forehead. Very good. And then you start breathing quick and short breath through both the nostrils. So we say the prana changes the mind and the mind changes the prana. We will understand deeply later. Continue. Just casually, you are breathing short and quick breath. You inhale and chest expands, and you exhale, the chest contracts. Just continue. Recognize any changes that is taking place in terms of the sensations. And if there any resistance comes, you endure that resistance. What it means, you continue doing it. You all are seekers. There is a disclaimer to the new people, but no one is new here. And now stop this. Look at your entire body and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The mind is looking at the entire body, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Now you see that what is the surprise element? Simply you move the mind, you change the direction of the mind in these previous steps, which resulted into relaxation, calmness, and stillness. So maintain that. Now we have a thought of impurity is not here, not there now. But it is the right time to introduce the thought leading to the purity of the mind. And there the role of the mantra comes. The role of the mantra comes. Asato ma sat gamaya. Asato ma sat gamaya. In that calmness of the mind, you have introduced the thought of the purity. You resolve that I will move from the false to the real. But if I don't think what is false, nothing will happen. I need to think. So, what is the thinking? Any change, anything changing has to be the false. So, just look at your body. Is body changing? Yes. So, it is false. It means I am not the body. That makes you clear. In the moment of calmness and relaxation, when you reflect that, it is 1,000 times powerful than simply intellectual understanding. Is breath changing? Yes. So, so it is false. It does not mean that I should not live with the body and the breath. I should recognize. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Moving from the ignorance to wisdom. We all moved from the ignorance to the wisdom since the session started and we started doing the practice. So we are breaking that conditioning created by the mind. Ignorance means false assumption, wrong notion. So any thought enters about the word, we say ignorance. And the mind is moving deeper within or continues to live into that space, you have a reason to believe that your mind at present is going to be absorbed into meditation. Mrityormamritangamaya. Mrityormamritangamaya. Moving from the mortality to immortality. What is mortality? Anything that is changing has a name in the form. Anything that has a name in the form has a birth, growth, and the death, like our body. Oh, so I need not to worry about it. And then what happens? Deep inside the body dwells the real self. The realization of that real self is what our goal is. And now look at the breath. Look at the breath is going in and out. When the breath goes in, Om Shanti. When the breath comes out, Om Shanti. In that state, anytime any other thought appears, you superimpose Om Shanti on that thought. No doubt, if any other thought takes your mind away, that is where the impurity of the mind is. Even a good thought takes your mind away from the meditation. Even your mind forces you to fall into unconscious sleep. These are all the impurities of the mind needs to be purified before we succeed. And now leave that. We will continue that step of a triangle. So deep inside your head or the heart, look deep inside the head or the heart. Now visualize the equilateral triangle. Equilateral means all the three sides are equal, pointing upward, of any color, either inside the head or the heart. So when I say visualize the triangle, it is a thought image. How come? John is not here. So you understand, oh, John is not here in the session. So there is a thought image of the John. Sophie is not here. It is a thought image of the Sophie. Similarly, we need not to struggle. Just thinking means I have an image, thought image of triangle of any color and thought image of any color. Now you move the mind clockwise and anti-clockwise, slowly, gently on each side, dropping Om Shanti. One time clockwise, other time anti-clockwise, and clockwise, anti-clockwise. So gently you are looking at one side of a triangle from one point to the other, dropping Om Shanti in a relaxed manner. Then you come on the surface of side of the triangle, Om Shanti. Then the third side from down to upward, Om Shanti. And from there you return anti-clockwise, Om Shanti, surface Om Shanti, other side Om Shanti, again clockwise. And so, very gently, with awareness and attention, you are doing it. So, we want to make believe or help and realize that the mind, realize that there is a treasure inside. So if the mind continues to sustain its awareness inside, we will, in the end, win this race. Do nothing, remain as you are. Mm. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. If you have any question, you can ask. How are you, Anne?
Fine. I feel it's my phone here. I feel very well, yeah, and very peaceful. And I also tried to put a joyful attitude in that peace,
Yes,
too, because we ought to always speak from being happy. So I think it's good to have peace, but have a joy in it.
yes, yes. That is a good point that you mentioned. Now you have no excuse. You can attend. If the computer is not working, you can attend the session even by phone. I have sent the phone number and the PIN uh,
Yeah,
to everyone.
I this evening I tried. I should be able to get into it now.
Oh, very good. So you can
I
join
don't
now.
know.
In the meantime, let me have uh, Charlie share her experience.
Yes, that's fine.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
I'm becoming increasingly aware how, what's the word? You said like an uncontrolled puppy, untrained puppy, the
Yes, yes,
mind
yes.
is. Mine is like, it's the most hyperactive puppy on the planet, and he's probably he's on crack as well. It's so interesting. The more that I do this, the more resistance I'm noticing. Like, oh, I just do this. Oh, I'll just do this. Oh, I've started meditation, but let me make a cup of tea. Or I've done that. Oh, I
Yes,
just have to
yes.
do this. And it's becoming stronger and stronger. I think I'm just noticing it more. And it's something definitely that I've had my whole life. And so it's very interesting to me of becoming aware of this is the first step.
Yes,
And then it's like, I'm not this. But
I am not.
yes, but the amount and the frequency of it is, I'm shocked actually.
Yes, think that how much the mind is crazy every day at a deeper layers of which we hardly notice. If we don't become aware, we hardly notice. And then what we say, we act out of impulse, we act out of a surge of an anger and hesitation returns. And later on, we realize I should not have done this.
Right, right. So I'm thinking that this is as uncomfortable as it feels. I'm imagining that it's exactly what I need to do to have that awareness, so I can say,
Yeah,
it's not me, it's not me, it's not me.
it's not me. Not only in this me, but you have to replace the thought of impurity with the thought of purity instantly. So, what is the point of return? That nothing outside can have a property of peace and happiness. Anything, any situation, any possession, any relationship. It is peace and happiness is inside me. So, you are adding, replacing it with the thought of the purity. Wonderful. How are you?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I won't be with you guys until the end of February. I'm going to be in England for my 60th birthday. I'm going to England
Oh, very
to
good.
see my family, but I will be joining you, listening to the recordings.
Yeah, yeah. And now you can even join by phone from there.
That's true, but I think it'll be about midnight, so.
Oh, it will be mid. One day in the midnight you attend the session.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
How are you, Mead?
I feel very clear. And your clarity tonight enabled me to really let go of some of my holding on.
Beautiful.
I feel very wonderful. Thank you.
Very good. That is all for today. We will meet next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh.